Welcome to Tiffdoesloans Podcast. So today I have Lacy Picklo. How are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Thank you so much for coming. So Lacy, you have your business owner, Clarity with Lacy. Mm-hmm. So that is amazing. She is just master of all the systems, processing in the real estate industry. We got connected from a mutual, I guess, kind of, what would that be? Like kind of from who I've met at events and just networking. Yeah. Yes. And so why don't you just start by telling us like how you got into the real estate industry and how you kind of, created your home in this niche, which is absolutely of great importance. So and I know that you said that it is, your brand is growing and growing right now. Mm-hmm. So amazing. And why don't you just get us started on that journey?
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I started out just as an administrative assistant, basically walking in every day and doing whatever task was being thrown at me. Mm-hmm. Whether it was just filling paper in the printer or it was, talking to all the agents, giving them an update on their timeline just by looking at a document and saying it out loud, whatever the tasks were. And from there, 3 months into being in the position that I was on a team, the director of ops decided to take a medical leave of absence, and I was thrown to the wolves.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't have my real estate license. I was just looking for a real job. Mm-hmm. I had before that worked as a server at Olive Garden, and I absolutely loved the fast pace, the organization, and just executing things at a high level. So I took that skill of just the multitasking and the executing what the priorities were first. And so when I got thrown into that new role for a temporary amount of time, there was a whiteboard that had everything on it, and it was very scary. It was really scary because if it got erased, it was going to be gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
It's gone. So I took the whiteboard system and threw it into my computer.
Smart.
And from there, I started just some systems and processes that seemed right now, like when I look back, so basic, but that was exactly what we needed.
Yes.
We just needed the foundational systems and organization so that when an agent came into my office panicking because they can't remember when their contingencies are due and they don't know where their contract was saved and they just need me to rift off the date, I could very easily pull it.
Yes.
And it was right there for them. So it gave them a lot of confidence with having me be able to have the information at hand ready to go. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I started to train the agents from an operational standpoint on how they could get the information themselves. Because there were times, of course, I'm in a meeting. I can't answer your question right now. You're panicking.
And then they're panicking.
And
you're like blowing up. And we know how to be diligent, just, until they respond, I'm going to show up. Like it's just like in our nature. Yeah. Like I won't stop till you respond.
Pretty much. I've even had agents like I'm on a Zoom clearly. Knock on the door and I'm like,
No.
And they're like, I need to know the close date. And I'm like,
and then just texting. Yeah.
I'm on a meeting. Yeah. So through that, it was able to give some confidence back to the realtors in their operation side of the business. I am not a sales coach. I'm not, like, we had our team lead and director of sales. They were amazing at that. So I think that that's one of the biggest gaps I see on teams and in brokerages is you've got all these amazing sales, amazing people who can convert whatever type of lead into all of a sudden they're selling or buying in the next 3 months. That's not my cup of tea, but I will definitely convert a team into utilizing a system because once they see how it works and they feel the relief of more clarity in how they can get information and where to get it and that they can get it themselves and they're not so reliant on that admin to tell them. That's my specialty in that. And so that I just kept running and then eventually became the COO of the large real estate team that I was on. And we went from 2 brokerages at the time. When I left just in this past June, we were at 6 locations across Southern California. And I mean, that's not just because of operations. That's because we had an awesome sales leader too. And he was doing what he was good at. And I was able to hold the fort down in the back end of the operations.
And it's so important too, especially like me coming on my own too. I would tell my processor, like, I came from a place, a retail, so I knew systems and processing. So when I was on my own, I was like, I don't know how to set it all up though, but I know it's extremely important. Like, I do all the sales books and everything. Like, I know you're only as successful as your your systems and your process. Like, you're only as successful as that. So it's definitely, I mean, even the whole time you're talking, I'm like taking notes. Like, I'm going to be your next client because like it's huge in this. So you did mention one of the big gaps is them. Like, so would you say agents just not having, do you use like Excel, or like, is it a special program, or just giving them that information? Like, they just don't have somewhere to store it, or like the access?
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest gaps that I see new agents run into. So like, they just got licensed, they join a brokerage, and some of them think they're going to be selling Sunset, you know? Yeah. Selling Sunset.
I feel like a lot.
I'm sure has a lot of operations behind them, though. One of the biggest gaps I see is that they get a lot of tech thrown at them. Every brokerage has their own technology, their own CRM, their own, dialer, their own TC, escrow. I mean, you've got all these things ready for you. And so as a broker owner, I could imagine like, gosh, I'm giving them everything. Why are they not just using it? Why are they so apprehensive? And people are apprehensive to things they don't understand. And I think that one of the biggest gaps for new agents is that they don't have somebody who truly shows them the end goal of what it could look like if you had the foundational system set up. Something as simple as how to organize your email inbox sounds so dumb. You're like,
it's the most important. I luckily had a manager.
You'll miss every training that's thrown at you. You'll miss every opportunity that's given to you. And it's not that you're missing them. You're delayed in responding. It's like speed delete. Speed delete. Your systems are how you are speed delete. So if your systems, as simple as an email, are not set up, or you're just stuck in using text messages on your phone, you're missing out on opportunities.
Instead of like a CRM.
A CRM is, and CRMs, there's all different types.
There's so many
different types. And it really, people ask me all the time, what's your favorite CRM? My favorite CRM is Brivity.
Okay.
I love Brivity.
Is that real estate agents only? Okay.
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
No, I think, I've even used it for event planning.
Which one do we have? We have Bonzo.
Okay. So I know in different industries there's different, for example, in Brivity there's an AI feature in there. The AI bot knows how to talk to buyers and sellers, and it's learning how to recruit agents as well. So for lending, maybe the AI bot is not the right tool for you. So that'd be something that we're looking at.
Like, but there's got to be a lender AI bot somewhere out there.
Yeah. And hopefully it's in your CRM.
Wait, if it's possible, I just need to change. I just need to train a new AI.
Yep.
But I've been utilizing AI more and more. Like we kind of talked, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I don't even do the upgraded one, and I'm like amazed.
Oh, you just have the free account?
I haven't really needed to upgrade. I've asked a couple people that upgraded it, but I'm probably on there on the cusp, because now I'm kind of like, I'm really intrigued at all it's doing for me.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I wonder if I can do videos in it, because I don't think I could do that on the free. I don't know. But if it can create me content, then now, that's different.
I don't know what level ChatGPT has for that. But I do know that, like, for example, I have people all the time who have like a virtual assistant who does marketing.
Yes.
And they'll send them like, okay, here's your postcard I created, you're just sold. And like the things look a little like barely off, but they're off. or the spacing on the sides just aren't even.
Yeah.
Throw that into ChatGPT.
And it will fix it.
And just say, tell me, is my spacing on? Is the spelling correct? Is everything aligned? Tell me what to fix. And it will tell you exact directions on what to fix. It'll even tell you to, like, literal measurements. Move this over, point to, whatever.
And then Canva can do all that.
Yeah. And then it's super easy. Yeah.
So, and this is like just all, because I've tried so many things. So kind of getting into, you mentioned it earlier, technology is like, to me, this is probably, and I'll have you kind of go over and give some advice here, because technology, I think, is the most overwhelming aspect. And there's just so many out there now. So how do we keep, like, for me, I'm a lender. There's a lot of agents, pretty similar. But how do they, like, what is your advice to them when it comes to, like, what are the main things that we need to focus or look for, like, in a CRM, maybe to start there? And then maybe just to simplify it, like, what are our must needs, and then everything else is just kind of fluff.
So how I look when I have a client, one of the first things I do is I look at their business like a bird's eye view, right?
Yeah.
So your skills are very different than somebody else's skills. Maybe their follow-up just feels so natural to them that they're like, I don't need this thing to remind me to follow up with them. I have my system. I already know how I want this to go. I don't want to mess up that system, but I really need something to remind me to follow up with my past clients. Not necessarily people that I'm networking with, or when I go to an event. Like, you're really good at that, right? So I think that when you're looking at what type of tech to use, you first need to go, what do I need first? Where are my gaps? What am I not strong in? So for myself, like, I'm really not great at graphic design. I'm not great at video editing. I'm not great at those things. So I need to spend my business dollar, my revenue, all of that on those types of tools.
Yes.
I don't need to spend money on a CRM that's so robust and can send tons of huge email blasts out. Right now, I just don't need that. So I'm not going to look at that in technology right now. I'm looking at, what do I actually need to fill the gaps that I have.
That's good. Yeah.
That's the first thing. So once you have that down, then you have a list. You create a list. And I'm sure you've heard that, like, business owners will go, look at your P&L, highlight the things red you can eliminate, yellow that you have to keep, and green that, are recurring or whatever. Do the same thing for tasks. What tasks do you need to do? What tasks can you delegate? And what tasks can you automate? Looking at the automate tasks, that's how you're going to find the tech you need. Looking at the delegate tasks, okay, that's a gap, but are you still doing it? And how do you want them delegated to who and how right now?
Yeah.
So it's identifying first what you need and then going into the tech. There are a ridiculous amount of CRMs.
Yes.
So many CRMs.
There's just so many now that it's like, luckily, like, my brokerage, he usually supplies it, so I don't have to really worry about that.
Yeah.
But we did just go over that. He asked me, he's like, are you using it? And I was like, well, kind of. Like, no, not really. Because I have to preset all my own campaigns. And if they only had, like, a training, like you kind of mentioned earlier, it's because I have set up my own, but it's just not. Like, if I had an AI bot in there that would, like, set up all my campaigns. Be a little different. Or, like, a training on how to do it.
To do it.
Yeah.
And
do you do that, like the videos?
Yeah.
Like training, like whichever CRM that you're working with, is that kind of what you're doing with them, like specifically, is giving them those kind of those training videos or that time?
So the end goal of what I do in my business as a fractional COO is that I'm an operational strategist and integrator.
Okay.
So what that means is fractionals part-time, right? And I come with a C-suite level service. So I'm looking at it from that side, that standpoint. I'm your right-hand girl when I'm in your company. Your company is my company. And I see first, what is the vision of your company? Where are we going? What is your goals? I want to hear all of it. Then I'm going to look at your tech. And the end goal of what I do with my contracts is that I am creating you custom systems and custom training in your technology. I don't just give generalized videos that I just create on, Follow Up Boss.
I love that. Yeah.
I'm giving you the videos on how your systems are set up in your Follow Up Boss. And then I'm creating your training folder and your Follow Up Boss training folder. And your videos are very specifically labeled. And then at the end of my my contract with you, you'll have a full running playbook SOPs that you could hand to an assistant.
And then you can, because you're basically teaching them, but you're also putting it in place for us to train people down the line. So, but it's not like a generic, that is when it's hard nowadays, because so many people are just making videos and then it's wait, but that doesn't...
That's not how mine looks. That's not how mine's set up.
I'm, and loan officers and agents, and a lot of us are, yes, we kind of do a lot of the same things and have same kind of follow-up to an extent, but it's still very different on the day-to-day.
It is very different.
I don't even think that I feel like agents will have more of this stuff in people than lenders. Not as many, but I mean, I feel like we need it.
And lenders, your audience is different. Yeah. Your audience is different. So your strategy is different.
But my audience too could be everybody. I'm with a broker, so I'm kind of all over the map, but I do have certain, how you said earlier, there's going to be certain, for me, my investors and my realtors, I meet them at events. So all that's really live, and I do this and I build my relationships. It's just more in person. But for my clients, it's not like that. And I think that's why it's been I get clients through them, but it's where I need those systems is more what you said, more to my past clients, regular people.
Yes.
Ones that I can't just meet at, because everybody else, that's more of my, the way that I do business is more in person. I'm just better in person.
Yeah.
But that's where I would need you to come in and set up so I'm still getting those regular, loans.
Yeah. And the communication being there and value driven and still being able to, drop value every once in a while to those types of people to keep you top of mind too.
And with the drip campaigns and stuff.
Yeah.
There was something too, we kind of touched on it before, but you're, and going over your Instagram and with your company, you focus on that alignment and strategy. So when I think of alignment, it's and you mentioned earlier that you're going to go over my goals. So you would basically form this, I would tell you what my brand and my message that I'm trying to get out.
Right.
And then you will build the systems.
Right. For example, I have a client right now who they are luxury realtors. They're a very small team. They've been doing this for years. A lot of it's repeat business, but they also do auction listings.
Yeah.
So they have a totally different side of business that they do. They need something that is very simple. They don't need a huge, robust, crazy campaigns, this, that. They just need to follow up with the people they meet. It's simplifying it down. Follow up with the people they meet. And their biggest pain point was during transactions, they're still running. And these transactions right now, the tasks that seem so simple, but they fall through the cracks, and then everything's on fire.
Yep.
They hate that feeling. Now they're amazing agents. I mean, they're whatever they've been doing, whether they've been on fire or not, they're doing it well.
Yeah.
So when they hired me, I was like, all right, so your end goal is to have this. Eventually, they are going to need somebody in person working with them. They've tried it. It didn't work out. They've tried it again. It didn't work out. And a lot of times when I see that happening, it's they don't have time to manage this person and to inspect what they expect. And the systems aren't really there. Yeah. And now your admin is kind of just I
don't even know what to do.
What do I do? Do I log in over here? Am I logging over here? The login's not working. Now I can't do it. It's all of that. So for them, it's just something as simple as source them a new CRM, got them a task management system, and they want a third-party texting tech so that they can do that too. And I'm like, okay, just narrow it down to the 3 tech, and I've got the technology because I hear what they need.
And you pick it, and again, you kind of take out that.
Yeah, and I give them
overwhelming.
Options. Yeah, I give them some options and pricing, but I source it. Like, I'm doing the research and then coming to them and going, these are what I'm thinking. And when I say I'm researching, I'm always researching.
Yes.
It's not that I'm researching because I don't know what tech is out there or how it works. I'm researching because tech is always evolving. So what might have worked last year for this, there's something totally new and better. So
and probably more with AI. But that's really, like, when I think of that too, it's like outsourcing to you. It's like me as a loan officer. It's like they're bringing me their scenario, and then I'm going to find the best program for them.
Exactly.
I don't expect them to know. I could throw all these words at them and like conventional and FHA and all these differences. But they're just like, which one is mine?
That's why I'm hiring you.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm hiring you.
Just tell me. Right. I don't know which one. Here's all my stuff.
Right.
And when you're saying that, like, that makes so much sense. And that's because, the hardest part of putting the systems is, like, there's just so much technology.
Yeah.
And I don't want to throw my money, because if you throw it out the wrong one, then it's like, now, nightmare. Or even worse, you get them and don't know how to use them. And then they just sit there.
Oh, my gosh. You did all this research. You see everything that's there. And you're like, now I don't have time to implement any of that.
Yeah, but then, and they pitch you so well. Oh, yeah. Like, we're going to have a video. But that video is super generic. And you're trying to do it. And I've done it in the Bonzo. They do have a chat box. Oh. And I don't know if it's a real person or not, but they have helped me. Like, I have built an entire, like, thing going back and forth with them. Now this, now this. So I don't know if it was a real person, but, or not. Like, nowadays, you just
you never know.
But, I love that. And I think it's so important, and just, especially in this market, to have somebody that, because I haven't even heard of many people doing what you're doing, and it seems so important. So have you kind of ran into this, like, it's definitely a niche, but I'm surprised that there isn't more. I mean, maybe would it fall under, like, business manager, maybe?
So nobody has done this in the real estate industry. Nobody. Like, I literally have no comps. I did so much research I could not find. The only thing I could find were staffing companies and virtual assistant companies.
Okay.
Who will come in and do the work for you. But they'll come in and do the work, but
then leave, right?
Because if you don't know what you're giving them, they don't know what they're doing. And then really you just wasted money and time, and they probably messed some stuff up. Not intentionally.
Yeah.
Or they're frustrated and they leave. So you have a revolving door. I'll even see this like, I'm just going to, because realtors think real estate's so simple once you're in it, right? You think that it's simple. Once you get going, you have your flow. But it wasn't like that when you started. There's so many things in real estate. And then you throw technology in it.
Yeah.
So they'll hire entry-level admins. Same thing, revolving door. They don't even know what tasks they're giving. It's a disaster from the start.
Yeah.
It's figure it out for yourself. And I figured things out by myself for sure. But when I go back and I look at my little Lacy self back then, I'm like, dang. I see these salespeople who pay thousands of dollars for a sales coach. Yeah. Motivational coaches.
Yes.
Help me convert. Help me do this. Help me do that.
But the real thing that's going to actually convert. And I see what you're saying, because I've definitely, like, I'm guilty of it, and I've seen it done, more times than not. But we get super amped, and, but it's just like, we don't have that, especially because we're self-employed too. So it's like, I came from a 9-to-5 retail, and it was a nightmare. Like, their systems, I mean, I felt like I could never catch up, because
it's just never ending.
Yeah. It was just like such a big, just super overwhelming. But then when I went on my own too, I was like, okay, super pumped. But then I'm like, now I don't have that engine that was set up. And I feel like you're right. We do all the inspirational stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But then if no leads are coming in, then we can't use any of those skills.
Well, and then also imagine when all the leads come in. I have people too.
Yeah.
I became an Instagram star.
Yeah.
I hear this all the time. I have so many leads. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
where are they going?
Yeah.
Where are they going? How are you following up?
They're
with them?
texting them, right?
They're texting them. Oh no, I've seen the worst one. Okay. Oh God. The worst one is they'll send out their Calendly link. Or they'll send out schedule a time to meet with me. Oh my goodness.
Do they schedule it, but then they don't show up?
They'll schedule it, they don't show up, or they schedule and it's a lead that doesn't even make sense. They just came in because they clicked on a PDF thing that they wanted and they have no interest in what you're selling or what you're offering. Or they're out of state. That doesn't even make sense.
Yes.
So there's no screening process. There's no questions that have happened. There's none of that happening. And instead they're just thinking, well, I have all these appointments this week. And it's like, what a waste of time. What a waste of your time.
Do you set up the funnels?
I don't set up.
Okay, so I don't set funnels are gnarly.
They're very gnarly, and I have a couple people who are very good at setting up funnels. I do not set up funnels.
Yeah, but you can outsource to somebody.
For sure.
Yeah.
I
on that part, refer at that point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I refer social media editors, content creators. I have all of those on deck. I have people who want buyer and seller packets created. I don't create those. I have my go-to people on that.
Love that.
I've got different branding people. If I want a new logo, I want to update my website. I have all of those. I am not a marketing branding designer. Not at all.
Just all the systems.
All the systems and the infrastructure. And then I have my network of all of those because, again, I need those people, too, to be able to make sure that I have a full scope of network of people who can help my clients. Yeah. Absolutely. I know TCs who I'm like, oh, if your TC is not great, I have a TC.
And that's what I feel like the most important, what you're not going to get from if you just go and purchase a CRM or an assistant. They're not going to come with you are building from what I can understand, you're not just building it, but you're going to teach that next person. So that's huge. You can't just get that anywhere.
Yeah. So when I'm making videos, I'm like, hey, I'm talking to their admin.
Yes.
Hey, admin, this is how you're going to do this. And this is why you're doing this, because when she's out in the field, she needs to have this.
Love that.
This is why you're doing this. So just FYI. And this is how you're going to do it. So I always tell the why. I think that's another thing. It does help to know the why as an admin. Why are we saving it in two different places? Because when she's on the road, she needs it to be this way, but for our TC, we need it this way. And unfortunately, we need both. That's just, we need that.
And it's just one quick, because most will, it's you just need that guidance to get it down and the why, exactly what you said. And then, but if you just give all these tasks, I think it's natural to us to how can I minimize this?
Totally. I just want to save it.
They said 2 times. I don't think we need both of them.
Right. And then all of a sudden we've had a gap for 6 months. We're
and then it's oh, well, I didn't know I thought you just made a mistake.
Exactly.
I thought you just put 2, and then
I didn't know our accounting person needed to see that. It's God, at the end of the year, all the taxes.
And then it's a nightmare. Yeah. Right. And something specific that I know we all need, especially in this time, is lead gen. So do you help? How do we kind of simplify this? What is the main thing to consider when we're getting the system that's going to give us consistent quality lead flow?
So in regards to lead generating and getting, consistent lead flow into your CRM, I mean, there's so many different ways. As a realtor, you're doing open houses, door knocking, you might, if you're a farm type agent, you're sending mailers, you're doing events, you're, Instagram, it's all of those different pillars. Yeah. Whatever yours is going to be, just pick one and start with it and master it. Don't try to do all of them at the same time.
Yes.
Pick one, invest your time, invest money. I mean, you do have to go hard in it.
Go hard in the one that we do a lot of mailers, and then I do a lot of the events.
Yeah. So if that's your thing,
do it. 2. Yeah. Well, because then that's to me, it's my events are more realtor partners and or just it's also business for me too, because they're referral partners.
Absolutely.
And then also I meet a lot of investors, which are clients and referral partners. I mean, both in the same. But then my mailers are those regular people. So it's like to keep
So if you have two audiences, it sounds like you have them. Yeah. And I think like knowing that, that's great. And eventually when your business grows, what's the next one? Like,
exactly.
But if you have these mastered, they should be so systematic and not stressful. Like when you think of an event, it should not be like, oh my gosh, I have this huge event next week and I'm just stressed out because I have to do all this stuff. It's like, okay, could any of that have been done a couple weeks ago? Could any of those goodie bags, and I'm just throwing this out there, could any of those goodie bags been packed maybe like 10 a day and it been done? Like that sounds so simple, but when you have an admin who doesn't understand what that looks like because it's not written anywhere, and then all of a sudden the business owner comes in and goes, we need 300 bags with all of these things in it. It's like, well, now the business owner is paying overtime.
Yeah.
Now everyone's stressed out. The admin is frustrated, most likely.
Like, why didn't you tell me this
Why didn't you tell me this? Like, I was sitting around twiddling my thumbs last week when there wasn't a transaction.
Scrolling Instagram for like 20 hours, and I could have been packing these bags.
Could have been doing that and scrolling at the same time.
100%.
Yeah. So it's, pick whatever it is, automate it, delegate it, systematize it.
Yeah.
Go hard in that.
What would your advice? So I know I'm guilty of this, and I mean, I have a CRM, but again, like I don't always use it. But when I go to events, I meet a ton of people. Like I have a very, vibrant personality, and I exchange numbers with lots of people, and I kind of like, I guess in a sense, I just kind of choose like who to text or that follow up. Like what's that? What is the kind of the best, or that you've seen for people going to a lot of events to do that follow up? Or like, should it just be system, like in the system, you put them in there immediately and then no matter who they are, like it's being followed up? Or
so I've ran it two different ways.
Okay.
Because I love events too. When I'm doing I go to this networking event. It's called Women's OC Networking Event.
Yes.
Okay, that one's very intimate.
Yeah.
Like once you go 2 to 3 times, you start to know everybody. I don't need to follow up with her. Like it's like, we talked last week, or it's more natural, right? But when you go to big conferences, okay. So when I go to big conferences, your CRM should be prepped and ready.
Okay.
With a message that you naturally, a very generalized but personal message that sounds like you should write it.
Yeah.
When you put them into your CRM, you put a tag on them and it should trigger whatever communication that is.
So it should be set up in advance.
That should be set up way in advance.
Okay.
And so as soon as I get a number, I'm like, okay. And I know, so this is the other thing. I know my campaign, whether I'm a sales, and I'm in sales. I got to sell myself.
Yeah.
I know my campaign. So if I am going to put you in my CRM, I know that in 2 hours she's going to get a text message. I just met you at the after party at 10 p.m. Okay, that's going to be something I'm going to throw on my calendar, because I'm not going to send that text message at 12 because that looks ridiculous.
Weird, yeah.
So
you might get unwanted.
Right.
Yeah.
And
we don't need that. Right. Yeah, do it the next day.
So know your campaign and be ready to know your campaign.
That's smart.
So when I'm at that after party or getting drinks or whatever it is, I'm like, okay, everybody right now is not going in my CRM. Instead,
do it tomorrow.
And I don't make it a big like, I have to sit here and do this on my phone right now. I'm like, okay, noted. You know what I do? I send them all to my husband.
And then I
just send them to my husband. He knows. Oh, she's doing her thing. I'm like, yep.
Okay.
Send them all to my husband. Because it looks like I'm in my texting still. So if people are looking at me, it's not like I just opened my CRM and it looks.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't like that look.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're in a text. I know what time I texted him and they're all right there.
Okay. Smart.
So I have the info. Then the next morning when I'm having my coffee, I already have it time blocked. Boom, in my CRM. Boom, in my CRM. Boom, in my CRM.
So they get a text message smart, later. Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah.
Definitely no like midnight text message.
No, No, don't do that.
Especially these like investor dudes.
Yeah, no, God, no, don't do that.
Yeah,
no.
Do not. Save it for the morning.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, hey, I remember you.
Yeah.
Like, no,
and just set your system up for whatever works for you. So if it's not going to be in 2 hours, that first text message, and you want it to be after the trip.
But you could even do the next
3 days later.
I think you could do the next day. That's like most of them. It will be like from when you put them in there, 24 hours.
Yeah, and you could also
like
in some CRMs even set it for a certain time of day.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can set it for a certain time of day. So if like I know that the event ends tomorrow at 4, if I see them at lunch, I don't actually want that text message to go out because I might be sitting there and it just pinged them and I'm like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Did you just text me? Like,
like, oh, my husband, he's at it again.
I'm an operations person. You want me to do that for you?
Oh, yeah. That would be a good selling. For you, that would be a good selling point.
Yeah.
So let's get some advice going. You've worked with a lot of like top producers, so probably more, I guess, in the real estate world. So, but there's so many different aspects. I mean, lenders, agents, investors, like we all need the systems.
Yeah.
We all have our certain form of like a client. And what would you say are their top, for the top producers, the main habits or systems? I mean, we've kind of talked about like the CRM, their main habits that newer agents should immediately like implement.
Habits. I would definitely say that, and I'm trying to think, because there's so many different things.
Yeah.
That when I think
like
of different
wake up
top
at 5
producers,
a.m.
Yeah, and there's also
time blocking.
there is a difference between men and women and how they operate. So when I look at the men, they are networking, but the way that the top producers network is so nonchalant. Like it's just like,
call me, don't call me.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like they'll make an intro to someone and that was their back. Like it's just very suave.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's also a confidence where they don't know everything, but they just have that about them and they're confident in the room and it's also, there's a piece of it that I noticed too, and that they've done their research. Like on the industry, they know. So they can come to you with the stats of rates. They can come to you with the stats of the inventory. All of them are looking at the MLS daily for inventory.
Yeah.
Women too. Inventory, rates. They have their go-to people for updates. Their lenders, escrow, title, all of those people. They're up to date on all disclosures. They care about those things and they know it. They start conversations around that because they weed out all the new agents.
The emotions.
No, but they weed out all the new agents who don't know what they're talking about. So if you're a new agent, get educated. And don't just get educated about how to be a social media star. Get educated about what are disclosures. What are rates? Why are rates there? Like, understand that. Find a lender that you love. Find an escrow rep that you can ask questions to who will actually. So set meetings and network with people who aren't just buyers and sellers. I think that a lot of times people get in there and they want to make money, of course. Who doesn't want to make money, okay? But really figuring out who your referral partners, you'll go a lot further faster because you don't have information that the top dogs do.
100%.
And then I think for women, a lot of them I notice the very, very successful ones, their emotions are gone. Yeah, they don't have that. They don't have time for that. Their emotion. They're like, look, I'm straight to it. Yeah. I don't care about your emotions. Like to do all this crying, I didn't get the listing, or crying, I didn't get.
Be direct.
Let's go. Put your big girl pants on. Let's go. And a lot of them are very physically fit. That's another thing I've noticed. Men, it's all over the place. I don't know.
But the women,
the women are like, I am diligent. I do this in the morning. I have this. This is how I do this. Yeah, and it's diligent.
It's like 5 a.m. I give myself 3 hours in the morning. I don't know how people are doing it, and
I don't know how either.
Like I give myself so much like mental time, but then I'm available to help you in your business and whatever like the day is going to bring me.
Right.
But I feel that because
and
I'm not the emotional side
I'm
anymore.
not either.
Now it's just like I set the expectations.
Yes.
I'm going to hold your hand.
Sure.
But it's like XYZ.
Sure.
You have this. It might create this later.
Right.
But then I feel like that's...
and I do think that the emotional intelligence really does come in too.
Yes.
Like if you're not emotionally intelligent, you're not going to go far, whether you're man, woman, doesn't matter. If you're not emotionally intelligent, you're not going to go far.
No, especially in this industry,
No.
because everything is always on fire.
Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire.
Deal, and we've just came to the conclusion, me and my processor lately, I'm like, man, every deal, it just seems like things are popping up that are like, oh, is this my karma or their karma? Like, what is happening?
Totally.
What is going on? And,
Totally.
you try to do everything right. And my manager told me a long time ago, one of my first managers, I loved him, but I came from the bar industry. I worked in the bar for like 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I was very spazzy, like this just... like always, and I call him and I'm like freaking out and he's like, is it out of your control? Like he literally had to, and now I can see that like, you're not doing anything for anyone if you're going to be freaking out. And now I can like, okay, what's the solution?
Right.
But that takes a lot of emotional intelligence and just training your own mind.
And giving yourself time to like process that, because there are times all the time, like there are multiple times in starting this business that I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? This client didn't want to sign with me. Oh my gosh, this one's asking more questions. This one doesn't get it. This one's this. And it's like, okay, all of that, some of it's in my control and I'm learning. But then there's a lot that I'm like,
it's out.
That's out of my control.
And that's once you can call that.
Yeah. And so I'm getting better at calling that and setting myself more of that time, because I'm seeing that the successful women specifically that I look up to, I'm like, man, they've got that just morning routine, and a lot of them are moms and some of them are not. And I'm like, they have that morning routine down.
I think it's one of the most important things, but it changed my life. So I'm for it. I struggled with different things, in the past, but for me, that's just, I think it's one of the...
It's key.
Yes.
It's key.
And like for me, it's helped. It's gotten me on this path. But I also hear from, I've seen it both ways.
Yeah.
Maybe more from dudes, but like I've seen it too, where they're just like, Mer. And like, no, today 10, tomorrow 11. I was like, how are you so successful? I feel like I've had to, kind of stay in that routine. But to each their own, and all the foundations and everything will be different. So I don't know. I love what you're doing. I feel like the industry needs you. I know I need you. Like I'm going to be a new client. So, looking ahead, what do you see for Clarity with Lacy? I know that we talked about a couple things, so you do have a little bit of an announcement there.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to be having a rebrand. I'm rebranding my company. It's an evolving thing. Clarity with Lacy, it's something that really it's special to me. It's always going to be where I started with this, and that's at the end of the day, what I'm bringing is clarity to business owners in the real estate industry. And I'm going to be moving into something that's a bit more scalable for where I'm going. And something that I think is going to be more of an asset to the real estate industry. My goal with my company, of course, is to bring clarity to operations in the real estate industry, but it's also to really inspire admins, no matter what level you're at. Being in the real estate industry, a lot of times people think of it just as sales. There's a lot more to that.
Yeah.
So I really want to bring light to that. And I think that, a lot of times admins get, they are in the background, and that's okay. I don't mind being in the background. That's fine. But I also don't want to be treated the way that I have been treated by some people, because I'm an admin and I'm just an assistant and I'm just putting campaigns together. Like,
you're running their business.
You go do it. So I want to shed light to truly, if you have an ops person who is, excuse my language, but kick ass.
Yeah, it's
best. You better invest time into them. You should get them some coaching as well. They also have mindset. They feel what they're doing, if it's not working, and other people are like, oh, I hate that. There's a lot of mindset that goes into being an admin. So that's where I'm going with my business. I want to be an admin inspiration and a coach, do consultations with admins and really show them there's a lot of money to be made on the operation side of real estate.
Yeah.
When you invest the time and you know how to do it.
100%. And if that process is smoother,
yes.
I mean, that's how more business comes in.
Yep.
It's really hard. And clients
have a better experience with you.
Yes. If your system, I mean, that bigger place that I worked for, again, it's like, and I was new to the industry. I was with them for 2 years, but it was just normal to me or they said that it was normal that at least 2 deals every month of yours will like fall out. Like this was just like a norm. And I didn't know any better. And then I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But it's that, that engine is so big.
Yeah.
And now it's not like that. And the process is definitely, I mean, it's super crucial. And I could see that, I mean, that's where your true success. Like you can go get all the skills, like you said.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the funnel, if you don't have if you don't have everything leading, like the people or the audience or people coming to you, then
and I really think
it's not going to grow.
That salespeople need, it's like a yin and yang.
Yeah.
You need your right hand ops person who can make what you're asking happen, who can bring that level of organization and systems to your business. Because if you don't have that and you look at that like she's just my assistant, then that's not the right mentality. Your systems aren't going to grow. That person's not invested in your business in the way that you truly need and should want. So that's what I'm trying to change.
That's not the leading mentality either. That's not how you grow.
Right.
Like if I've read a lot of leadership books though, but it's not how, if your staff at any level feels like they're below you, they should feel like, obviously, yes, you have a higher stature, but if you're treating them that way, I mean, people want to work if you love it, and you make me love it. Now I want you to succeed because you have made me see myself in a better light. Like, luckily, I have that here.
Yes.
Like, he has been, oh my gosh, I can't even
shout
believe
out to my previous employer, Fred said. I mean, if he did not give me the opportunity and allow me the creative side of being the ops and giving me, ownership and authority in just doing that, like, he's the reason that I truly found my
your passion.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, just to wrap up here, Lacy, thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to have all of her information below. Feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Bye.